Welcome to the Last Week in Denmark podcast. Each week, two of our community members talk through the top Danish news, stories, and developments, sharing personal insights and international perspectives. If you're an international living in Denmark or thinking of moving here, you'll want to listen to many of these episodes. We've got 3 complete seasons of them for you. During our summer break, we wanted to share with you some highlights from the most recent season. This week, we're revisiting a conversation that Katie and Golda had about Denmark's change in adoptees' Danish citizenship status from episode 6. We'll have the link to the full episode in the show notes for you. If you enjoy this clip, please screenshot the episode and share it on social media. We are here to help internationals in Denmark stay informed and feel connected. Thanks for your help reaching more internationals.
The government got into trouble this week after they classified adoptees from abroad as immigrants. So this is something that kind of unfolded over the last few days this week. And it's just ridiculous.
I think this is absolutely wild. I'm shocked. I'm actually genuinely shocked. What country has ever done this? I mean, I'm stand to be corrected. If there is a country that has done this.
This was, and they're rightly so, again, was so much outrage over this, and there should have been. So I suppose just to kind of step back, because it obviously happened over a number of days. So there was going to be an update to the workfare policy in Denmark. So that's where, if you're coming from outside Denmark, you need to contribute to society to get the welfare. And that usually do that through working or internships or whatever for a certain number of hours per week. And up until now, that's only gone back to people who entered Denmark since January 2008. But now they want to put it back to the 2nd of April, 1968. So it applies to anybody who's coming to Denmark.
And 1968.
I know. It's a weird that they picked 2nd of April for some reason. That's actually when the CPR number system came in. Because I was like, why the 2nd of April? Why does it feel so suspicious? But basically, in trying to change this or this, what seems like kind of a smaller update to a policy, they basically said that people who were adopted by Danish people in Denmark. So when Danish people adopted someone from another country, they basically said they don't count as Danish people in this new legislation. It's how, this is beyond an oversight. How could you possibly have made this mistake? And it's there's so many heartbreaking stories of people being well, am I still Danish now? Do I still count as Danish? When obviously they are Danish. They have grown up in Denmark. They are just 100% Danish people. So it's just, I think even there's that crazy politician, what's his name? It's Nick Zimmerman or something. Even he's outraged and he doesn't seem like a great person. So that's, I think that's a good, yeah.
I think
crazy.
It's actually wild. Especially because all the conversation around international adoption and the banning of international adoption, and that was created because the adoptees were actually coming out and talking about their experience, being adopted in Denmark and not feeling as part of the society and losing part of their identity to be adopted in Denmark. And then now the government is yeah, we hear how you feel and you're actually not Danish. What? Way to validate my emotions. I'm just this cannot be real. First of all, if you're born in Denmark and you're not born to at least one Danish parent, so Danish citizen, you're already not considered Danish. So there's actually quite a few people who are probably born to parents who are what's it called, an opholdstilladelse, permanent residency, who are stateless. That's already one. And they've been really fighting for that because you're raised in Denmark your entire life. You know no other country than Denmark. And then 2, those people who were adopted, if we're going back to 1968, were probably adopted as babies. So are you saying that a baby didn't has to contribute to society in order to get what are we starting, or should they be teenagers and start contributing before they can qualify? I just feel it's getting a lot. It's getting to be a lot. I think this access to certain rights and services, I do understand that they the government feels people are abusing the welfare system, But we also have to understand that whether you're a citizen or not, you still contribute. Like, you still pay taxes. Anybody who has a, CPR number pays taxes.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm kind of like, this is really, I understand the outrage and I sympathize a lot. And I'm just like, I don't think this should even have come up. I think there are other priorities they could have focused on.
Yeah. I think the big question is like, how could they let this happen? So like, obviously with all of the outrage, they're scrambling around to kind of contain the damage and be like, look, we're going to fix it. We're going to look at it. And it's like, okay, but you're making a law. What did you check? What have you looked into? Has this been checked thoroughly to make sure there are no other parties that are going to be affected that absolutely shouldn't? I agree as well in the sense of like, okay, I see where they're coming from in changing the policy and updating it to make sure no one's taking advantage of the welfare system. But I do wonder, like in Ireland, I do think the Irish government is very, very good at making us blame the people who have nothing. So it is like, okay, there are people in Ireland who abuse the welfare system, but our welfare system isn't very good. It's not like they have a lot. They're not getting a lot out of it. It's not a good quality of life. And like, it's very easy to demonize, those people. But then actually I saw something that was quite interesting that said, really, it's the people on welfare who are putting almost 100% of the money they get back into society because they have so little. So like that, I get paid, obviously I pay my taxes, but then I have money at the end of the month, but I also have savings, I go on holidays, things like that. So my money goes to other places. But if I'm on welfare, I don't have a lot. So I am spending all that money on the essentials that are food and things around me that are going back into the society.
And you can't travel.
Yeah, exactly. So it does
to get that approved.
This is giving me kind of reminding me of home where it's like, oh, we're kind of demonizing a group of people who really don't have a lot and kind of making sure they can't get any more than the bare minimum. So I don't love that in the first place. But the fact that this just made such this huge oversight for these people who are absolutely Danish citizens, that tells me that they're not paying attention to this law. And that kind of tells me that the rhetoric around this law just feels a little more insidious than you want your laws to be. Like, it doesn't feel like the good of Denmark necessarily if they're going to make a big mistake like that. And then suddenly be like, oh, no, we're going to change it. And it's like, this mistake shouldn't have been made in the first place. Do you have adult supervision for this law?
Priorities, people, priorities. But also, I'm just thinking as a parent, how I would feel for someone to tell me that my child that I adopted, like parents don't adopt their children thinking, yeah, this is a separate child from my child. It's not really my child. Like most people who adopt go in thinking this is my child and they raise them as their children, which means if I'm Danish, you're Danish. Like we're a Danish family. So for the government to be like, nope, you signing papers does not make your child Danish. It's a bit inconsiderate. I'm just saying.
Inconsiderate, absolute nonsense. Yes, absolutely.
I'm just trying to be really nice here because, this kind of shocked me a little bit. So.
Yeah, this feels like a Trump level kind of mistake. So it's like,
right.
You do better. You know better than this.
Yeah, come on now, Denmark.
Hey, this is Kalpita and Golda, co-hosts of the Last Week in Denmark podcast. Did you know Last Week in Denmark offers sponsored content in the newsletter? Our reporters are producing original articles and content tailored for internationals in Denmark.
So if you have a business our readers should know about, let us write about it. Get in touch with us at reporter@lwid.dk. You can also reach out to us on LinkedIn and Instagram at Last Week in Denmark.